Hi again guys, and welcome to, of course, another speed tune, in particular for Horizon 4. Obviously, this time for a car which I love. It's not the fastest thing around compared to its power, but it's kind of not supposed to be, and that's one of the reasons why I love it. It's like Spiker, it's like Pagani. It's not trying to be the fastest, it's just got cool numbers, a great look, and it is fast, it's just not the fastest thing around. The Zenvo ST1. Reasonably expensive, but I would say pretty worth it for someone who has my kind of sensibilities when it comes to cars. Now, as far as the upgrades go, if I recall correctly, because I tuned this car quite some time ago, I think I actually have the stock engine in it. I don't think you can swap the engine on this one, which isn't too surprising given how powerful it already is. Now, as far as the numbers, like I said, it's fast. 256 miles per hour is not slow, and of course you saw that from the title of the video, but it's not as quick as you might assume it would be given its power, and that's the thing about the Zenvo. But Pagani is similar, Spiker is similar. They are very fast, but they're not going to like Warrior Koenigsegg, for instance, anytime soon. However, 1.7 to 60 and 2.8 to 100, that's very impressive, and again, that's not even on drag tyres. So as far as the upgrades go, first of all, of course you want to upgrade everything you can to racing parts except for the wings. You do not need the front or rear wing. You could fit them if you want to, of course, but they won't help your speed. The handling is already pretty good for a car of its type anyway, and you don't necessarily need the roll cage. I can't remember if you can fit it or not, but if you can, don't bother. You don't really need it on this one. As far as the rest, you know the drill. Fit the best parts you can. Then as far as the gearbox, we've got a final drive of 3, then individual gears of 2.9, 1.85, 1.4, 1.12, 0.93 and 0.77. For alignment, I've gone neutral for both camber and toe, 4 degrees of caster, anti-roll on 23 and 16. Incidentally, as a side note, this is all-wheel drive, but any of you who use my tunes pretty much know that already. As far as the springs, we've got those on 87, 112, and I've actually left the ride height as high as possible, which sounds weird, but it's not that high off the ground. It's still very low, so you could lower that if you want to. It's down to you, basically. As far as dampers, we've got those on 9, 11, 4 and 5. Aero doesn't apply. As I said, don't bother fitting the wings. And as far as the diff, 100% on acceleration, 0 for decel. As I always say, you can change those if you want to, or if you just want to try and experiment around. And then we've got a 75% center split. So a decent amount going to the front end, about 25%, but it's still predominantly, of course, a rear-wheel drive machine. So if you want to get this tune without having to do it yourself, you can get it from my storefront. So just use the keywords below or punch in my gamer tag and you'll find it pretty easily. But if you want to do it yourself, of course you want to know how quick it's going to go. So let's take it out on the road and find out. Now, the thing about the Zenvo is, yes, the top speed is a good 10 to about 20 miles per hour slower than some of the other supercars and especially hypercars, but don't let that fool you. The acceleration is incredibly quick, and as you can see from this race, you can just nudge a little bit above the benchmark to about 257. Now, as you can see, you're bouncing around a bit on the red line, so if you want to extend the final gear or the final drive, like last gear in effect, then you could try and push it a little bit further. I think you could probably get 258, maybe 259, possibly even 260 out of it as well on your own if you wanted to, but that's the whole point of these tunes. They give you something good to work with, and then you can tune it more if you want to. So you can grab it from my storefront if you want to get it easily, or copy this video. And of course, click here on screen to see all of my other tunes, and follow my storefront for tons more tunes, which aren't even on YouTube yet. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.